Well, Eskom is from this hour implementing stage 2 load shedding until 11 p.m. Stage 1 was in effect this morning to allow matrics to write their exams. This is the third day of rotational blackouts, with Eskom citing issues with its generation capacity. So how are small businesses affected by the recent blackouts? Well, particularly in Gauteng. Gauteng is experiencing a heat wave as well, threatening food supplies. I'm joined now in studio by small business owner Bayne. Ian, it's good to see you.
Hi, morning.
2 hours without electricity, what does that mean for your business?
Look, it's really tough. Running a small business in South Africa is difficult anyway. And the problem that we have as small businesses is that the life must go on. Your clients don't give you any leeway when the power goes off. So you've got to prepare for the blackouts. You've got to have staff who are available in different locations. You've got to have contingency plans to fix to service the client during that period of the blackout. And then after the blackout, you've got to recover from that. So that means you've got to have extra shifts, you've got to have extra transport, you've got to deal with foodstuffs that go off. We're in the IT industry, and the problem when that power comes back on is that it surges, the electricity surges, and so it damages equipment. And so we have incredible demand on our teams to get out there and just fix what's happening to other small businesses out there who are relying on us for service.
Have you calculated in monetary terms, quantify what this week is really going to cost you in your business?
Oh, we haven't. You know, it's a small business. You just get up in the morning and you do what you got to do. Yeah. But you know, literally today, the demand has been there all the time. And the problem is that as small businesses, you rely on connectivity. You place orders online, you research online, you send your emails. And the connectivity on a small business isn't like a big business where you have big fiber lines, you have alternative lines in case there's a backup, and you've got microwave. A small business normally has a little router sitting there that they've bought, and they're just using the router. Now that router is connected to a cell phone tower. That cell phone tower goes down. When it comes up, the problem that we have in the country is that those cell phone towers are linked. So when there's a power outage somewhere else, sometimes that power outage affects the power, that's the internet that's being served to another client. Yeah. And it just creates chaos. We see 4 or 5 hours after the power is restored, we still have problems out there, recovering internet, recovering service, which can wipe out the day for a small business.
Generating your own power, is that an option for you? Have you explored it? And what are the implications?
So you do to an extent, but it's really, really expensive. So you buy a UPS, you charge it from Eskom Power when it's working, and then you use it for a long time. We quoted a client the other day who's preparing for this. 120,000 Rand to buy a device that's going to just power their world for 2 hours. So what do? They have their whole staff. There's 40 people in complement. They all sit there, do nothing until the power returns because they can't afford to spend 120,000. The solar power is coming, but it's still very, very expensive.
And this is a sector, I mean, that should amount for 56% of jobs that need to be created, should be the largest employer. Do you think the focus and the effort that is being put in addressing this issue by government is adequate enough, particularly when it comes to small businesses?
No, look, small businesses are battered from side to side. You know, when you look around the world and you see how small businesses are supported and encouraged, and there's a lot of talk about supporting small business, but when it comes down to the actual crunch, you've still got the issues with tax, you've still got the issues with employment, you've still got the issues and now with power, it's just a really, really hard blow to carry. And you know, when you're trying just to make ends meet for a little while, the economies are really tough and we're really, really scraping to get some work. And then, you know, for 2 hours or 3 hours, you're not going to be operational. It's just very difficult. You miss an order, which means that order goes to somebody else, maybe your competitor. And then that client's often lost because you just didn't get that order. And not that you can't do it, it's just that you just don't even know that order's come in. So it's really, really difficult. The load shedding is really tough on small businesses.
In March, I mean, we were talking 4 hours because it was the most severe. Now we are talking stage 2. I mean, if this continues, at least into the large part of the December season, how badly will you be affected?
Look, December varies for small companies. So for an IT company, we normally have a lot of challenges on support, but we don't have many people doing new things during the December period. So it's quiet. So our world slows down a little bit. So our income slows down. But everyone still needs to be paid. We still need to pay for the internet for everybody to receive. So our costs stay approximately the same, but our revenue drops. Now, when you take another 2 hours out of a revenue day, it's just very difficult. And, you know, I've got technicians on the road, and we pride ourselves on trying to be the best. And so you want to get to that client quickly. Now they're in robots, in traffic, stuck in. I was on the highway this morning for 1 hour and 10 minutes for a 10-minute journey, just because the robot was out and I couldn't get there.
You're in a group, you're in a forum with other business owners. What's the conversation?
every business owner has their own unique challenges. So a printing company struggles because they can't print during that period. I had a client who won a really nice contract with the government. They literally are going to work 24/7 for 7 days. Now they cannot get that order out. It's as straightforward as that. They now have to negotiate, and there's penalties and all sorts of problems in order to delay that order. Another client of ours is a consultant, and he goes out to clients and he shows them how to do certain things on his computer. Now he doesn't have connectivity, so he can't schedule during that period.
Ian, it's looking really tough out there.
It is tough.
Thank you so much for coming through and sharing that story in real terms, what it means to be out of electricity at least for 2 hours in a week, and the rolling impact that it has on the rest of your businesses and your operations. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for the opportunity.
That is Ian Bayne talking to us about the real impact of this load shedding on small businesses, which really should be accounting for a large number of the jobs that we want to create